Rachel Thompson, 29, overnight grocery stocker, had exactly $40 in her wallet. Her son's asthma medication, $37, was due at the pharmacy in 4 hours, when a homeless woman collapsed outside the store, gasping for breath, diabetic shock. Rachel didn't think twice. She gave her last insulin money, $40. What Rachel didn't know, that woman was testing her. 3 days later, everything changed. Rachel's bank account, $40. Her son Jake's inhaler refill, $37 every 2 weeks. The pink eviction notice taped to her apartment door said, 96 hours. Her husband had died 7 months ago. Heart attack at 31, no life insurance, leaving Rachel with $127,000 in hospital debt and funeral costs. She worked 12-hour night shifts at Save Mart, slept 3 hours a day, skipped meals to feed Jake. Before Daniel died, they had a plan. He'd finish his electrician apprenticeship. She'd go back to nursing school, they'd buy a house. But she'd sold everything. Her wedding ring, her car, Daniel's tools, to pay bills that never stopped coming. Her sister stopped returning calls when Rachel asked for help. Monday night, 10:34 p.m., CVS Pharmacy, corner of Maple and 8th. Rachel was walking to pick up Jake's inhaler. That's when she saw her, a woman, maybe 60, gray hair matted, clothes torn, collapsed against the brick wall, shaking violently, sweating despite the 41-degree cold. Diabetic shock. What Rachel did next would cost her everything. Rachel's hand gripped the 220s in her pocket. $40. Jake's inhaler. If she spent it on this stranger, Jake would go without medication for 6 days. His asthma could flare. But this woman would die in 8 minutes without insulin. Her fingers trembled as she knelt on the cold concrete. "Stay with me," she whispered, rushing into CVS. She bought a $38 insulin kit, came back, injected it into the woman's arm. The woman's eyes opened slowly. "Why?" she breathed, her voice cracking. Rachel stood up, walked away, empty wallet, no inhaler for Jake. She sat in the CVS parking lot and sobbed. What had she just done? That decision would destroy her life in ways she never imagined. Tuesday morning, 6:47 a.m. Jake woke up wheezing, chest tight, oxygen dropping, 89%. Dangerous. Rachel had no inhaler, no money. The pharmacist shook his head. "We can't extend credit, ma'am." Jake was rushed to County Hospital ER. $30,200 bill added to her mountain of debt. Rachel's manager called. "You missed your shift again. That's your 3rd strike this month. You're terminated effective immediately." But the ER doctor, Dr. Hassan, quietly waived half the bill. "I've been where you are," he said softly. "Pay what you can." Wednesday. The eviction crew arrived, changed the locks at 2 p.m. Rachel and Jake, 6 years old, slept in her sister's old Honda Civic in the Walmart parking lot. 28 degrees outside. Jake coughed in the back seat, wrapped in every jacket they owned. Rachel stared at the fogged windshield. She'd given away their last money to save a stranger. Her son was suffering because of her choice. But she remembered the woman's eyes, the way they'd flickered with life, the gratitude. That had to mean something. It had to. Thursday, 9:12 a.m. Rachel's phone buzzed. Unknown number. She almost ignored it. "Is this Rachel Thompson?" A woman's voice. Professional, warm. "My name is Margaret Cole. We need to meet. Today, 2 p.m. Please, it's urgent." What Rachel was about to discover would change everything she thought she knew. If this story is touching your heart, please subscribe to Everyday Kindness Stories and hit that notification bell. We share these stories to prove that good people still exist in this world. What happens next will restore your faith in humanity. The woman who called Rachel wasn't who she expected. The address was downtown, 29th floor, glass doors with gold handles. Rachel walked in wearing her only clean sweater, Jake holding her hand. And there she was, the woman from outside CVS. But she wasn't homeless. She stood in a navy Chanel suit, pearl necklace, perfectly styled silver hair. She turned, smiled. "Rachel Thompson. Thank you for coming. I'm Margaret Cole. I'm the founder of Cole Family Foundation. Net worth, $420 million. For the past 3 years, I've been conducting a social experiment. 247 staged emergencies across 15 cities. I test people. I fake medical crises. I watch who helps, who walks past. You were the first person in 3 years who gave up their child's medication, their only money, to save a complete stranger. My granddaughter died 6 years ago. Asthma attack. I was out of town. I've been searching for someone who understands what it means to sacrifice everything for another human being. What Margaret offered next would seem impossible. I'm offering you a position, Margaret said, her voice steady but emotional. Director of Community Emergency Relief. Salary, $135,000 per year. Your job, identify families drowning in medical debt and crisis. Help them. Save them. She slid a folder across the Mastone desk. Your husband's hospital bills, all $127,000, paid in full. Your son's asthma medication, free for life through our foundation pharmacy program. And this. She handed Rachel an envelope. Rachel opened it with shaking hands. A check. $40,000. For rent, for food, for a car. For every single thing you've lost. Rachel's legs buckled. She collapsed into the leather chair. Tears poured down her face. Jake hugged her leg. "Mommy, why are you crying? Why me?" Rachel whispered. Margaret's eyes glistened. "Because you gave your son's medicine to save a stranger." "That's not kindness, Rachel. That's humanity. That's what I've been searching for." But the story doesn't end there. 2 years later, Rachel Thompson, 31, Director of Community Emergency Relief at Cole Family Foundation. She'd personally helped 2,847 families pay off medical debt. $47 million distributed, lives saved, futures restored. Jake, now 8, was healthy, thriving, top of his class. Rachel kept the CVS receipt from that night. $38 for emergency insulin. Margaret had it framed in the foundation's main lobby. A gold plaque beneath it read, "The $40 that started it all. One choice, one stranger, one act of selfless kindness led to thousands of families saved." Rachel looked at it every single morning before work. A reminder. She'd lost everything that Monday night. Her job, her home, her last dollar, her security. But she'd gained something far more valuable than money. Purpose. Proof that kindness, even when it costs you absolutely everything, is never, ever wasted. Margaret was right. Rachel hadn't just saved a stranger's life that freezing night outside CVS. She'd saved her own. And now, she saved others. Every single day. What happened next would inspire thousands. Kindness is never wasted. It might cost you everything in the moment, but somewhere, somehow, the universe remembers. Good people still exist in this world. You just have to choose to be one of them. If this story moved you, please subscribe to Everyday Kindness Stories and hit that bell icon. Next time, we'll share the story of a homeless veteran who gave his last $3. And what happened 48 hours later will leave you speechless. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. And that $40, it changed 2,847 families forever.